here we go. Cool. Live on both. Going live on Facebook down here, YouTube up here, and I can't guarantee kids won't come in. It is how it is. Hi, honey. How you guys doing?
How are you? How guys are doing today? Shang-Chi.
Guys, go out. Guys.
Shang-Chi.
Guys, can you get out? Oh, they want to be on camera.
Dash.
Apparently it's kid night.
Robot.
Kid night, Monday night kid night on Guy Talk. I hope this up here on YouTube is gonna stream effectively. I have it on LTE, so we'll see how it goes. Guys, come on, out.
No.
Okay, then no DVD player tomorrow either. I'm not doing a video like that. I'm not doing a video like that, honey. No. If you want to do the bomb party with mommy tomorrow, the glitter bombs tomorrow night with mommy, right?
Is she ordering glitter bombs?
She is, but Daddy needs to finish working tonight before I come. I'll tuck you in and read you a book. Honey, go. If you want to do it tomorrow night, we'll do another video tomorrow with you, okay, buddy? You can close the door when you come out. Sorry about that, guys. They have really good timing. Go. Can you close the door, honey? Thank you. Very nice of you, young man. All right. Didn't know I was going to start with kid talk. Woo! All right. Well, man, so what was on my mind was this crap with LeVar Ball. Just cracking me up. Lonzo and his dad, LeVar. I'm a LeBron James fan, but, you know, just kind of because I'm not an NBA team fan. I don't have a team. And I started becoming a LeBron James fan mainly because Dwayne Wade was my favorite player. And so I was down in a couple games in Miami watching him and Shaq, and he's probably my all-time favorite player is probably Dwayne Wade. So obviously them being teammates and best friends, I became kind of a LeBron fan, and I hate the Lakers. I haven't really watched the Lakers since I was a Shaq fan, and Shaq was there because I wasn't a fan of Kobe. But tap that there. There we go. But yeah, so you know this latest little thing with this Lonzo Ball. I don't know what kind of pot this guy is smoking, but he is hanging out in California way too much, man. It's insane. I don't understand how a father who has a son in that position is having so much input on what his grown man son's decisions are on. Like, this isn't AAU anymore. And he's picking fights with, not really fights, but he's like kind of talking back to Laker upper management regarding the status of Lonzo and his playing time and all that stuff. I don't know what kind of delusion is going on with this dude. Like, who are you? I mean, I know LeVar, he played NFL ball, right? Let me double check that real quick. I think he was in the NFL. But for him, you can just tell that to the detriment of his own son, he's going to be basically, you know, to the detriment of his own son and to his own favor with this whole branding thing, right? He's trying to have all of his sons end up playing on an NFL team. And I can't remember what the heck the name of their his branding company is, basically, where his family brand, right? That he's always trying to pitch. But basically, in his efforts to create some, you know, multi-million-dollar brand, he's really sacrificing his son in the process, because who the hell wants Lonzo Ball on their team at this point? If you have to deal with his father, if that's a package deal, there's no way. There's no way. I'm surprised Magic hasn't shit-canned him already. I mean, why would you, as Magic Johnson, put up with this dude and as much as he talks? It's not like your son is LeBron James or a Kobe Bryant or a Tracy McGrady or a Vince Carter or, you know, a Harden or any of these guys who are prolific scorers in the NBA and, you know, are at least in that top 10, 15 players. His son's not even the fourth best player on the Lakers, right? I mean, Kuzma's, there's hands down. Josh Hart, maybe Lonzo's better than Josh Hart, but it's a hair in either direction. Caldwell Pope, seems to be a better scorer than Lonzo is. So it's really confusing to me why the Lakers continue to put up with this. Like, I would have put Lonzo on the trade block regardless. I would have got whatever I could out of Lonzo. I guess the efforts are for Lonzo to develop, and then, you know, when they do go get trade to get somebody who's actually, you know, a relevant offensive threat to join LeBron in the offseason, you know, then hopefully Lonzo has kind of upped his draft stock. But so far, it's kind of pointing to the opposite direction. Like, he's going to be hurting the draft stock pretty significantly here. Give me 1 second. I just got to close this out. Ah, shoot. This trade's going against me right now, guys. Give me 1 second here. I should probably just let it ride. I'll let it ride. Not worried about it. Yeah, so I'm kind of astonished that, you know, that somebody in his position would come out and say, "Hey, my son is better than LeBron James." Your son is better than the person who is up for at least an argument as being the greatest basketball player of all time. I don't think he is. I think Michael Jordan is certainly, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and, you know, there's definitely some guys that are probably better. And the exception with the NBA, I think it's the only sport where you can say that the athletes and the skill set in the 80s and 90s were better than it is today. I mean, I know it's a different game, and it's way more offensive based today. You know, the ticky-tack fouls. You didn't get in the face of Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas and Larry Bird and Magic. I mean, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. God, Karl Malone would just eat you up. The physicality that was allowed back then was so much more than it is today that you can't even compare. Maybe Steph Curry doesn't even hardly see the floor back then. You know, just because I don't think Steph Curry with 1987 rules is able to do too much against Isaiah Thomas. Just my point of view. I honestly think that I would much rather take an all-star team from, you know, let's say 1989 or 1987 than I would take an all-star team from today's group of guys. And I think all day long, that group, you could even do 12-man roster. I think that 12-man roster from the late 80s would smash a 12-man roster today. These kids are just not tough. And I know they didn't get that deal done with Lonzo. You know, Lonzo and Kuzma and Ingram, they're trying to package everybody together to get AD. But at the same time, I do think AD's the right star to get, just because he doesn't have a superstar mentality. Like, he can complement LeBron, because number one, AD's not bringing the ball up the floor. You know, LeBron's always going to, whether he's point guard or not, he's always bringing the ball up the floor. So for AD to come there, he's going to be able to get in the post, and AD is he's a little soft. Like, he's not that number one get in your face kind of guy who wants to take charge, who wants to be the one who takes all the glory and also takes all the heat at the same time. Doesn't quite have that mentality. So I think it's an excellent compliment. But even though it didn't get done, you know, the Pelicans were basically trying to rip the Lakers off. And unfortunately, the Lakers almost panicked into that move. And if the Pelicans would have accepted it, it would have probably been a terrible, terrible freaking move. I think it was like two first rounders, 2 second rounders, Kuzma, Ingram, Hart, Ball, Lance Stevenson. It was like basically everybody. I don't know if Rondo was on that list or not. He might have been. You guys can write down. I could probably look it up real quick. But regardless, it was like the whole freaking team plus the future of the team for AD. And obviously the thought is like, hey, LeBron's only got a few years left of playing top flight capital, you know, top tier basketball. So you've got to land somebody. But you would seriously, like, as soon as LeBron falls off that cliff athletically, you'd be hurting. Because I think you get rid of Ball, and if you can get a decent young talent wing player for Lonzo, that would be excellent. And I like Ingram, but the dude probably can't bench press a cat. I mean, he's a bull. He's a bull. He's a beanpole. I mean, the dude he's skinnier. He makes Kevin Durant look big, and that's in this day and age you can get away with that a little bit. But the dude needs to fill out his body, and he's in year 3. I think he's in year 3, and he can't quite get over that hump. It would be nice to see somebody with that skill set be able to put up 20, have some 25, 30, 32 point nights like we just saw Kuzma, even though they lost, drop 39. I mean, Kuzma's a hell of a scorer. But my biggest concern with that team is not only who are they going to be able to pull in, because we know LeBron needs shooters, but more importantly, their defense is bad. Their defense is really bad. I mean, there's back-to-back games. They beat the Celtics, but the Celtics put up 128, and they just lost. What was that score? Like 145 points. Let me look that up real quick because it was Lakers schedule. Let me just pull this up so I can get it right. I believe it was 145 points. Well, on the 5th, they gave up 136 to the Pacers, then 128 to the Celtics, 143 to the 76ers. I know the 76ers just made that trade deal, and they're definitely probably going to be the top of the heap in the East. They certainly could. And then before that, they gave up, 115 Warriors, 120 Clippers, 121 Sixers, and that just goes on. I mean, when's the last time somebody didn't score 100 points against them? I'm trying to look. I'm going back now, guys. The Mavericks, 97 points back in the beginning of January. That was the last time a team didn't score 100 points or more on. And their defense, it's so bad, it's not even funny. Let me pull them in here. So I don't know what the answer is there. And like I said, I'm not that invested in it whatsoever. But it's an interesting sports story because I've ran into these parents before. Like obviously not in the NBA, which is what kind of makes this a little mind-boggling. But in high school and stuff, you run into these parents who never hold their own kid responsible. Like if they're not getting the playing time, it has nothing to do with their skill set or how hard they're trying in practice or how hard they're getting along with their teammates or how well they're learning the playbook or whatever it is. It's always like, well, the coach is you giving my son the shaft. He's not. He's there's no way my son shouldn't be playing over this kid. Or this kid, is just the coach's favorite, or this kid's dad is liked better by the school staff, so that kid is getting more playing time than my son. Like, you never, ever are they holding their kid accountable. And the only person that ever hurts is the kid, who has that overbearing father who, is just never holding him accountable, never pushing him. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't push Lonzo behind closed doors. He certainly might, but politics is in sports as well, and you cannot be this much of a basically like a manipulator of top level executives and ex-NBA players and current NBA players and coaches. I mean, the way he talks about Luke Walton, it's just like, if I was Luke Walton, I'd be like, let's meet at the nearest bar, man. Let's throw some down, and then we'll go back out in the alley and we'll figure this shit out. Because I know as a coach, you kind of have to swallow that stuff and be professional, but Luke Walton's going to lose his job. And I'm sure that's going to be just as much LeBron's fault as it is, this stuff with the trade and Luke losing the locker room and having his crap come out about LeVar talking shit. And but at the same time, I mean, you just can't put up with that as an organization. I mean, it's the frickin' Lakers. You're talking Lakers, Celtics. In basketball, those are the two biggest franchises of all time. And they're just not going to swallow it. I see very little chance that Lonzo is a Laker next year. It's just the way it is. And I think LeBron will have something to say about that too, because it's not like football where we've seen toxic players in locker rooms before. You know, that's why Randy Moss and Terrell Owens and Des Bryant and kind of all wide receivers, aren't they? Wide receivers are divas. But we've seen that in locker, but there's 53 guys on an NFL roster. Not to mention, I mean, the coaching staffs are massive. The administrative staffs are massive. Training staff, like all of these people are in an NFL locker room. So it's easier to isolate an issue. And we still see it affect a team. But when you've got 12 dudes and really only probably 8 or 10 max play on a regular basis, it can get toxic really quick. You know, you saw Michael Beasley, who is, you know, one of the biggest letdowns in the NBA draft. That dude never amounted to anything, but, you know, he blew up at Luke Walton, and, you know, the next couple days he was gone. So you cannot have a locker room like this, and LeBron is getting older and cannot carry a team like he used to carry the Cavs. So I think it'll be interesting to see, you know, even if they just get, like, I don't know if they land Kyrie again or not. At least Kyrie and LeBron know each other, so that would be cool. But this year, you know, it's basically they'll be lucky to get into the 7th seed or 6th seed in the West, and if they're an ace, even if they make the playoffs as an 8th seed, they're gonna get demolished by Golden State. So I don't know, you know, interesting sports topic to cover. I know the guy like Shannon Sharp kind of tore him up the other day on FS1, and Colin gave him a hard time as well. So I think that's kind of it's one of those things that you expect to see in like a small college team or a high school team. It's not something you expect to see on an NBA floor, that's for sure. So let's see what else we got going on tonight, guys. You know, basically, oh, that's right, man. I didn't watch the Pro-Am, but I'm giving Lefty some thumbs up, baby. I love golf. I mean, I know I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I can't really talk about us right now because our basketball team is atrocious at the moment. And we're about to die up there on my phone, so we'll wrap this up a little bit. But yeah, my team it's like the worst. It's the worst freaking college basketball team we've had in like 6 years. It's bad. So I can't really talk too much about that. But I am pumped up about some golf. I love golf. Outside of basketball or outside of football and college basketball, maybe. And I think I like it better than watch baseball now. I was big into baseball for a long time, and I don't watch too much of it anymore. But Phil, man, shot one. He was 19 under. It's insane. My sister just landed a job at Pebble Beach a few months ago, so she was giving me all the updates. I guess there's like nobody there because the weather was so bad, but Lefty pulled it off, man. I want to see one more time. I want to see Lefty and Tiger down the stretch in a tournament, even if it's not a major, just any tournament. That'd be the coolest shit of all time. I absolutely would love that. Seeing Phil and Tiger go at it at their age one more time and just, you know, kind of leave the pack of young guns behind them. That would be an ultimate sports moment. I'd be really, really, really psyched up for that. And I know they're moving the players up in front of the Masters this year. They're trying to shorten the season, I guess. So they're moving players up to March. And so then you'll have the Masters tourney. And then, God, I want to say they moved the next major up into May. I'll have to relook at the schedule. But yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, Tiger's, you know, with Phil playing well, Tiger having an injury-free year last year and actually getting a win. Psyched about some golf. The only thing that sucks is that in my state I can't do like DraftKings or FanDuel or anything. So I'm one of the lame states that has it banned, which kind of sucks. But you know, it's fun even if you're just taking like $1 or 50 cents or whatever, and you're betting on something. It's a good time for sure. I'm a big fan of those websites. They make it more engaging because there's just games you're never gonna watch, even if you have the time, right? You're never gonna watch certain games because you just don't care. Well, if you've got, you know, somebody playing, you know, then you're gonna tune in and check it out and learn more, and you know, that's just the way it is. It's awesome. I dig those sites, and I hope one of these days the state here will free that up. I'm going to come up with a schedule. I'm going to do lives that are I'm not sure if we're going to do mornings or evenings. I should probably do mornings and before the family gets up, and just crank these things out with like morning news updates and, you know, things that are a little more serious outside of sports. But we'll see how that goes. This week I will post a schedule and you'll know when I'm going on. I'm looking forward to figuring out how this YouTube one came out on LTE, because, you know, that's a struggle. Internet, I've talked about it before. The internet in this house is, it's absolute garbage. So if LTE's working good enough for streams, that'd be killer, man. Got some cool stuff coming up. See if there's anything else to keep you updated about tonight, man. I think that's it. Guys. So schedule will be out. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. I will have it set up so that you'll know exactly when to tune in. Share the links, like, subscribe, hit all the buttons, thumbs up, all the little things and all these little gadgets. I'm still learning all this stuff, so if there's technical crap going on here and you see the video and you know what is wrong, what I'm screwing up on, just leave a comment, man. I'd appreciate it, because I'm trying to absorb all this information, all the platforms, as fast as I can. You know, I've talked about it before, but like I just created a Facebook account like a month ago. I was very proud of not having Facebook for a very long time, but you know what, that day's got to come sooner or later. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Peace. If I can even figure out how to turn it off.